And we are back. Power rankings. The final one of the season. And starting out at number 32, staying the same, Houston Texans. Even though they didn't end up with the top pick in the draft, I still think they were the worst team. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think the Bears were worse than them. And speaking of Bears, they're also going to be staying the same at number 31. Both these teams ended up, Texans ended up 3-13-1. Bears ended up 3-14. And I'm excited to see what the Bears do in the draft. Want to see what they can do, trade away. Because that's going to impact them a lot. I think if the Bears trade down for a team who's needy for a quarterback, Bryce Young, Will Levis, I don't think C.J. Stroud's going number 1 overall no matter what. Because I don't think teams have him as the number 1 quarterback. The Bears are going to improve a lot. Just plain and simple. Because the first overall pick is so valuable, teams who are quarterback needy, like, say, the Colts or the Texans or the Saints, will trade up for a guy like him. 30, we have the Colts. They're staying the same. Like I said with them, Colts, I think they're going to be QB needy. I think they're going to need a lot of help. And what's the Colts going to do? Are they going to try and sign a guy? Are they going to trade up? Are they going to hope number 4 is good and they don't have to make a move? I could very well see something very interesting happening. But yeah, number 29, going down a spot, we have the Cardinals. They are getting hurt, to say. They have already lost 2 players to retirement with J.J. Watt and A.J. Green. DeAndre Hopkins probably not going to be there. He's probably going to be traded somewhere. And I just think the Cardinals are just getting worse and worse. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is their quarterback in Kyler Murray. I trust him. I know his talent, and I trust him. The issue is torn ACL. I don't know how it's going to affect him with his unique, two-way ability with being able to throw and run. An ACL injury for a scrambling quarterback is never good. 28, the Broncos going up a spot, as I'm very excited to see what they do. Got a new head coach. Interestingly, interviewing Rex Ryan, who has been out of the league for a few years now, I think, and has been an analyst. So I'm interested with that. I don't know why they're going for someone who's probably out of the loop in the game, but whatever. I mean, it's the Broncos. They can do what they wish. 27, we have the LA Rams are going down 2 spots. I'm interested to see what the Rams do. Do they sign Baker again? Do they do something with Stafford? Do they... what are the Rams going to do? I'm very curious. Because, in my opinion, they had their year. They got their Super Bowl. And now I think that window is just closed. I don't think they're even close to competing anymore. I think they went all in for that one Super Bowl, and that's the thing. They're going to have to wait now. They're going to have to rebuild with those draft picks, get those back. They're going to need to get more young because they're not great with salary cap. And yeah. 26, we have the Saints. They're going down 2 spots. I'm interested to see what the Saints do as well. Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston. Are you going to keep one of them? Are you going to go after a guy like Jimmy G? We already know Derek Carr doesn't want to play for the Saints, or at least he doesn't want to get traded there. So, he's a free agent now, so he can sign wherever. I'm interested to see what happens. And Saints, now that the Buccaneers lost their quarterback, I think we could see anyone win that NFC South. 25, we have the Dirty Birds. We have the Falcons down 2 spots. What are they going to do? Are they going to try and roll with Marcus Mariota again? Are you going to roll with Desmond Ridder? Or are they going to sign a guy for a one-year deal like a Jimmy G? Just so, Desmond Ridder can get more experience before being thrown into the starting role. The Falcons, I feel like, can't get much worse than they already are. But I wouldn't put it past them. 24, we have the Raiders. They're going to be going down a spot. You lose your quarterback. What's the plan? Are you going to roll Jarrett Stidham? Are you going to try and sign a guy? Are you going to try and draft a guy? What's the plan? But the biggest question, what's going to happen? You're going to get Aaron Rodgers? You're going to get rid of Devontae Adams? You're going to keep Josh Jacobs? There's a whole realm of possibilities with 3 of the best players in their respective positions. I say arguably the best receiver. I'd say arguably the best running back. And I can't say arguably the best quarterback after the year he had, but still a very good quarterback. What are the Raiders going to do? 23, we have the Panthers going up 3 spots. Are you going to roll Sam Darnold? Are you going to draft a guy? Are you going to sign a guy? Personally, for me, I feel like signing a guy is their most likely outcome. And yeah. I don't know with the Panthers. I think they are in an interesting spot. I am still really waiting to see how that coaching staff turns out. But I think they have a very good roster. They just don't have any, impactful guys. Like, DJ Moore, don't get me wrong, Brian Burns. But other than that, unless I'm missing obvious players, they have a very average roster. I feel like they have a bunch of iffy guys. Number 22, we have the Jets. They're going to be staying the same. The Jets are the team I'm most interested in seeing. They have an early pick in the draft. And I think they are probably going to get a quarterback. And I think it's going to be Jimmy G. And I'm very excited to see, what happens with that. Because I really like what the roster's looking like. And I think they can make a stride for the playoffs. 21, we have the Cleveland Browns. They're going to be going down 3 spots. The Browns don't have many questions other than Kareem Hunt, which I think Jadeveon Clowney, which, let's be honest, I think Kareem Hunt's leaving. Jadeveon Clowney, I have no idea. But the big question is, will Deshaun Watson have an up year from a very poor year? I don't know. 20, we have Titans. They're going to be going down 3 spots. What's going to happen with the Titans? Is it going to be Tannehill's time to move on, or are they going to continue to roll with him? Do I trust Malik Willis enough yet? I'm very interested to see what this team can do. Because even though they had a bad year, 8-9, I still think they're one of the best teams in the league if they put their pieces together. And it's all because of one guy, and that's Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry. In my opinion, best running back in the league, and I think a top 10 head coach. I don't know where I'd put him immediately, but that's something for another day probably. But yeah, 19, we have the Steelers. They're going to be going up 2 spots. The future's bright for these guys. Sorry, I'm very tired. I don't know why. It's nearly 11 o'clock, but I just got done with schoolwork. I'm very excited to see Kenny Pickett in year 2. George Pickens in year 2. Najee Harris, I think, will have a good year. I think they're going to really try and get that O-line invested in. I think we're going to see just a whole lot of improvement in the areas that matter the most. 18, we got the Packers. They're going to be going down 3 spots. they got the biggest question of all. What's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Is he going to retire? Is he going to return to Green Bay? Is he going to go to a new team? What's going to happen? And as a Packers fan, I'm going to hate to say it, but I don't think their team's going to change very much if we see Aaron Rodgers leave. I think Jordan Love's a great quarterback. I'm really hyped for him. I think it's about time we see him. Personally, I want to see Rodgers. He's my favorite player of all time. I want him to retire as a Packer. And when I say as a Packer, I don't mean sign no one-day deal. I mean he plays every single game of his career in a green and gold uniform. But, I don't know. I feel like we need to get a lot of these players out of here. Randall Cobb, he's old. Mason Crosby, he's old. I feel like a lot of those players are only there because of Aaron Rodgers, and I feel like it'd be best for the Packers to get rid of those guys. And if it means getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, I gotta think he's gotta go. 17, we have the Buccaneers. They're going to be going up 3 spots after a wild card loss. We see Brady retire. He looked horrible that season. I think he should have retired last season, but he gave it another year. And, well, he didn't get anything out of it. So, bye, Brady. And like I said with Brady, I really like him. He's a likable dude, but I just hate him on the field. Dude is just so competitive. Off the field, sure, whatever. Can't wait to hear you as a announcer, a broadcaster, whatever you want to call it, next season, which I believe is when he starts, fall 2023. But man, I'm happy to see you gone. Save some Super Bowl rings for the rest of us. 16, we have the Seahawks. They're going to be staying the same. I don't know why I have this, but I do. I'm concerned about Geno. I think he's going to have a down year, and I think it's going to cause a lot of speculation. And the Seahawks, I don't know what their plan is. In my opinion, lackluster defense. And I just don't know if these guys in the draft are going to be immediate, guys like a Sauce Gardner or an Aiden Hutchinson, where they play like they've been in the league for years. Tariq Woolen was good, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if you can, just have one cornerback. 15, we have the Commanders going up 5 spots. I'm very high on this team. We already know Sam Howell is going to be the starter moving forward, which most likely means both Taylor Heinicke and Carson Wentz are going to be going elsewhere. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what they do with their defense, because I think we're probably going to see a guy or two get traded away / cut, depending on, what the severity is. And yeah, 14, we have the New England Patriots. They're going to be going down a spot. Even though they didn't make the playoffs, I'm still high on them. The only issue is their quarterback. I think they're going to bring in a solid receiver to pair with one of their quarterbacks. I think they're going to really go all in a way. I think they're in the position to compete. They just need a quarterback. And the issue with the Patriots is I don't think they're going to get a quarterback. I think they're going to roll with what they have at quarterback, but try and make the roster around him so talented that, it's going to be hard for him to fail. 13, we had the Vikings down 5 spots. We knew this was probably going to happen. The Vikings can't do anything when it matters most. Let's be honest. Nighttime games, playoff games, and that's not the Saints. They struggle. And you got to wonder, though, what are the Vikings going to do with Kirk Cousins? I think he's a good quarterback, but I think you put him in the same conversation as Dak Prescott. Do you value regular season or postseason? Because I think you're going to have some of the... I hate to bring Dak into this as well, but I think you got some of the best quarterbacks in the league right there. But once they get to the postseason, stats still matter. It's about winning in that scenario, and I feel like you're looking at guys who are just stat quarterbacks. Yeah, you could say 13-4, 12-5, but look at their rosters. They had some of the best rosters around them. You got best receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, some solid O-line, very good defenses. Well, besides cornerbacks for the Vikings. But yeah. 12, we have the Finns. They're going to be going up 2 spots. They just signed Vic Fangio as their defensive coordinator. I'm telling you, the Bills better watch out because they got... I think the Bills were expecting to be like the Patriots. They didn't really have any competition. They wouldn't have much competition for the division and just kind of be how they do in the playoffs. But now I think the Dolphins and I think the Jets are sneaking up there. I feel like the Patriots are going to try their best to keep up. I think the Dolphins are going to give them a good run for their money. I'm not saying they're going to be better because it's too early to say that, but I think the Dolphins, you get a healthy Tua, we saw what they were. I think the Dolphins are going to be on fire next season. But we're not talking about next season right now. This is the final one of this season. Ravens going down 1 spot at 11. What's Lamar going to do? As much as I love Snoop and Tyler Huntley, don't think he's the guy, which sucks. You got to do something, man. There's no way you let Lamar walk. I don't care. You either franchise tag him or give him a deal. He's not walking. But you got to get him some help, man. You literally gave away his best wide receiver. These guys still did well, but you need some other guys. I feel like your run game is going to get predictable soon. And you're going to have a reliable passing game. I don't think with the guys you have now, I don't think Devin Duvernay, Rashad Bateman, maybe Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay. I don't think Demarcus Robinson's a long-term answer. I don't think James Prochet is a long-term answer. Mark Andrews is nice, but that's your best guy. And if he gets covered, I feel like you're screwed. Because, yeah. Entering the top 10, we got the Chargers going down 3 spots after they choke away their lead. I think the Chargers, like I said, if they can stop being the Chargers and play how their roster is, they're a top 5 team in the league. Great defense, great offense, solid special teams. What more needs to be said? But just like other teams, your coach is going to hold you back. I'm not trusting Brandon Staley as my head coach. I'm trying to move on from him if I can. I don't know why you gave him another year. It's just because he made the playoffs, whatnot. Number 9, we got the Lions, a team that didn't even make the playoffs up 2 spots. This just kind of shows how I think the Lions are. I think they're a great team. I think they're going to, I wouldn't say compete for a Super Bowl, but they're definitely going to get a playoff spot in my opinion. I don't know how far they're going to go, but I think the Lions are a team. I hate to say that as a Packers fan, but I mean, it was going to be their time eventually. And, well, I'm happy it's with the team they have now. Dan Campbell deserves it. Number 8, we got the Giants. They're going to be going up a spot. Same with the Giants. I'm excited to see what they can do. We know how dangerous they can be. Brian Daboll in his first year leads them to a divisional round. And, yeah, I'm excited to see. But the big question is Daniel Jones. What's the move with him? You going to continue with him? You're going to try and find another guy? Saquon Barkley, is he going to re-sign? Kenny Galladay, you going to move on from him? I'm interested to see what the Giants do because we saw how they did, but the issue is the roster. If you have a great coach, you can do anything. Look at the Steelers. No matter what roster they've had, they haven't had a losing season under Mike Tomlin. Look at Bill Belichick. A great coach. I think that team finishes way worse without Bill. Number 7, we have Duval going up 5 spots. I'm very high on this team. I think they don't really have any issues going into the offseason. I think instead of having to pay all these people high money, they're going to have players wanting to sign there now. And that's good for Jacksonville. I'm really rooting for them. 6, we have the Bills going down 5 spots. Not many offseason concerns besides the safeties, I feel like. I think you're just going to try and run it back, but the issue with the Bills is running it back ain't going to work unless Von Miller plays like the level he was at the beginning of the season. Because we saw what happened. You got stomped by the Bengals. It's going to be the Bengals and Chiefs and the Bills and the Jaguars and the Chargers probably for the next few years. At least. But the issue is, I feel like the Bengals and Chiefs are so far ahead. The Bills are going to have to, even though we thought the Bills were going to be the Super Bowl favorites, the Bills are going to have to do something. 5, we have the boys. They're going to be going down, up a spot. I'm hype on you guys. The only issue is, I don't think you have any offseason concerns. But your playoffs and your coach. I just don't feel like you're the team. You're America's team. You haven't done anything in the playoffs for such a long time. Your biggest accomplishment is that you blew out a 45-year-old quarterback in the wild card round who limped into the playoffs at 8-9. Is that what you want to celebrate? Look what happened next week. You got your, I wouldn't say destroyed, but you lost to the 49ers. And we saw what happened with the Eagles. You want to say you're going to compete with the Eagles? No, you're not. The Eagles are so much more superior than you guys. 4, we have the 49ers. They're going to be going up a spot. I think it might be 2 spots. I can't tell. This is the biggest one. Jimmy G, he's gone. There's no way he's coming back. What are you going to do, though? Brock Purdy, Trey Lance. One of them's got to play. The other, in my opinion, has got to go. There's no way you're leaving that much talent and not using it. One of them's got to go. And I don't know. I don't know if you can draft a guy, if the last pick in the draft, and put all your trust in him instead of a guy you drafted 3rd overall. 3, we have the Bengals. They're going to be going up or down a spot. You can make all these excuses on why you lost in the championship game. No matter what, it's not going to change my opinion. You guys lost that game. You should have lost that game. You did lose that game. And yeah. The Chiefs were just the better team. Yeah, the refs had a little to say in it, but I feel like if you wanted to win that game, you didn't make the mistakes you made. There's no reason Joseph Ossai is doing that. You can't hit that guy out of bounds. I don't care how frustrated you are, nothing. Number 2, we have the Eagles. They're going to be going down or up 2 spots. Couldn't get it done in the big game, but that's okay. I think you guys are going to run the NFC, you and the 49ers, for a few years. We'll say a few. And number 1, the champs. There's no way you don't have them up here. We have the Chiefs. And they've earned it. And I'm happy to say that they're there. And yeah, there's not much to say about the Chiefs. They're going to be fine. I think they need to get Juju off of their team. Because even though he's talking trash and all that, and everyone's saying, oh, these Eagles players are just all... Bro, Juju, shut your fucking mouth up. You don't have any room to talk. Just because you won a ring doesn't mean anything. You are the Eli Apple. People hate you because you are on a championship team and are doing jack shit to help them. That's your role. You didn't do anything to help them, but since you got a ring and since you're on a championship team, you're thinking you're one of the best to ever do it. You're not. I don't know where you'll go. I don't know if the Chiefs will even bring you back, but the fact that you were a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, 2nd-round pick, and you have been this fucking ass, I think you're a backup for the rest of your career. I think you've had enough time to prove yourself, and it didn't work out. I'm sorry to say that. You're done. That's going to do it, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I'll see you guys next time with Bears franchise on Friday and Monday, and then XFL stuff. Tuesday, Wednesday, and I don't know. Thursday, I don't know what I'll do. Probably Bears franchise. Same schedule is always going to be. Monday, Friday, Bears franchise. Tuesday, Wednesday, XFL content. Since there's not going to be a tier list, which was always Thursday, there's going to always be a video more than likely. It's just might be fun stuff like this. Like we do like an actual like tier list, like quarterback tier list or head coach, stuff like that. Okay, yeah. See you next time. Goodbye.